joining us?
Well, hey there, see, it's Brandon. I love Hallmark Christmas movies, yeah?
Hey now, see now, it's Brian. I like them there Hallmark Christmas movies. I
do declare.
I lost that.
I'm Dan, you see? I despise those Hallmark Christmas
Toots.
movies. You know what this is? It's the Deck the
Hallmark
Hallmark
podcast,
podcast, you see?
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host this podcast.
No, we should not. We should tease it the whole episode, too.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Well, we done it now, see?
You know what's crazy is you and I did the old Hollywood accent, Brand, and Brian did Foghorn Leghorn.
It's a rendition
He
of
was like,
Hollywood.
well, I said.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
you see, apparently in the chat, Caroline Alexander thinks we all sound like Foghorn
Yes,
Leghorn.
sir.
Yeah.
Listen here, Caroline.
No, you definitely sound like Governor Henry McMaster.
We are shutting down adult entertainment.
It's a weird place to go.
That's how he gets into the voice.
Our most listened to episode, and that's where you
It's
went.
how he gets into the voice.
When everything was shutting down for COVID, our governor did a daily press conference, as most did, and he would list off the things that were shut down. And for some reason, hearing Henry McMaster say adult entertainment on a daily basis,
Foghorn Leghorn saying that, because that's what our governor
chuckled
sounds
me
like.
to no
Yes,
end. I just thought it was hilarious. So there you go. That's for everyone out there. Hello there. Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. We had a guest yesterday. We weren't really fully able to just sit in what this week is, but a lot of episodes this week, boys. Dan, what's that breakdown look like?
I think it's 15 episodes in 13 days with the Poinsettia Christmas Parade.
Smack dab in the middle of it.
Smack dab in the middle.
Is
This
it
is
right in
Living,
the
this
middle?
is Greenville. It is
We're
Saturday. Yeah, it's 2.5.
We're live streaming the Greenville, South Carolina Christmas Parade on Saturday, right around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, East Coast, Beast Coast. So hopefully you'll join us. Very excited about that. It was one of the highlights of my holiday season last year.
It's such a fun time,
and I fully anticipated being the same.
If you're anywhere near, you need to show
like
up.
a 200 square mile radius. Absolutely. Come on down.
Square radius.
I got to be honest with you. As excited as I am about that,
Square.
There's so much going on Philo right now.
Oh my gosh.
It's overwhelming.
Holiday Movie Hub, all the networks with all the Christmas movies.
And it's not just like
them all, keep them for a year.
It's not just the made for TV movies. They literally do have a holiday hub there, and they got all sorts of movies that you're like, this is here now.
AMC's got a ton of classics.
All the classics.
There's some fun holiday game shows, too.
Yes.
Food Network's got a bunch of them.
I love
those.
it. I love the baking shows of the holiday season.
Philo.tv/DTH.
So excited.
Check it out.
And we have a Deck the Hallmark channel now, so if you just want to have us on, go to the guide, pop it right on.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Just throw us on. Soothing sounds.
Soothing sounds.
Soothing sounds of, yeah.
Hey, listen, now, Toots. We're talking about Biltmore Christmas, if you can't tell. Biltmore. Just up north. Just a hop, skip, and a jump.
You don't even have to get on. Well, you kind of have to get on the interstate a little bit. Barely.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah. 26.
Is
But
that even?
is that even an interstate, really?
Yeah.
Well, it does go to a different state. So
And it is
interstate. Yes, it would qualify.
checks
wild.
that box.
Checks that
That's
box.
all it takes, huh? That's all it takes.
That's all it
That's all we're doing now.
You just gotta go
In
from
order
one
to become
state.
an interstate, all you got to do is go to state to state.
That's all you got to do.
It's like we can make one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
one.
Biltmore Christmas. Originally aired on
Today.
November
Not even.
26, 2023. And it went a little something like this. We kick off. Nope, that's the wrong movie. The movie kicks off by showing us some scenes from a classic movie, His Merry Wife, starring Jack Hudson. Screenwriter Lucy Hardgrove has been tasked with writing a remake of His Merry Wife here in 2023, and she wants to change the ending. It doesn't have to be a happy ending. Maybe we should make it more realistic. Her boss, Michael, is like, you know what I think you need? To see the Biltmore in all its glory. That'll help you show that you don't mess with a classic. Her problem with the original is that the happy ending just isn't realistic. But you know what is realistic? Balsam Hill trees and those amazing ornaments. I mean, do you see those things? Amazing product placement from Balsam Hill. She makes it to Asheville and heads straight to the Biltmore for a magical tour. She is shown this giant hourglass from the movie, and she takes a call, and during that call, the hourglass falls over. She picks it back up and she walks out of the room, and she is on set in 1947. She sees Jack Hudson and freaks out and runs back into the room. She closes her eyes, and when she opens them back up, she's back in 2023. What the heck was that? She then sees some people walking around the Biltmore in cosplay for the movie, big fans of the movie, so she assumes that must have been what she saw, right? But she can't stop wondering. That was Jack Hudson. Like, could it be real? Could it be real?
Jack Hudson wouldn't. Jack Houston, yes.
Houston, yes.
She heads back to the library and flips the hourglass again. Suddenly, she's back in 1947. Someone on set assumes that she must be in the movie, so she is rushed a wardrobe and handed a dress. Next thing she knows, she's holding candy canes in the background of a scene. After the scene, Jack comes up and he's like, "Hey, it's you, Toots." She says her name is Sandra Bullock. Dan is immediately aroused. She tells... That's funny. That's just for the people at home. That's good. She tells him that she knows...
No, it's just for the people at home? What does that mean?
Just for the
everybody?
people.
Everybody.
So that was for everybody. That joke was for everybody. That joke was for everybody.
Yeah.
She tells him that she knows what happens in this movie, but he's like, "No, that's not what happens at all. This ending actually isn't happy at all. I've been pushing for a happier ending, but no one's going for it." And so she runs back to the library, waits for the hourglass to expire, which happens in how much time, Ryan?
1 hour if you're counting at home.
It's
for those
because
of you
it's
at
an
home.
hourglass.
It's in the name.
It's crazy.
So,
It's in the name.
I don't know
She realizes...
Not confusing at all.
She realizes that maybe the original ending is exactly what she's looking for in the remake. And so she decides that she's going to keep going back until she finds out what the original ending was and why they changed it to begin with. So she starts poking around, and obviously Jack takes a notice of her being back, and she tells him that she is here from the studio. In all of the frenzy, she accidentally knocks over the hourglass and breaks it. She now is stuck in 1947, which is bad news aside from the fact that she gets to hang out with Jack, and the sparks are flying. They get back to the hotel, and she sees the director sitting at the bar, and so she goes to talk to him and accidentally leaves a note behind that the lead actor gave to her, asking the studio to replace the lead actress that he doesn't like. She finds that actress finds the note at the bar and decides to quit. "If I'm not wanted here, I'm walking." That was what she said. That was my impression. So now this is bad news because she's changing the future. So she and Jack rush to the train station to help convince her to stay. Jack asks Lucy to be his date to the Christmas Eve party, and she says yes. The director tells her that he has decided actually to do a happy ending for the movie. Thinks that it'll be a good time. Jack and Lucy slow dance as if the night would never end, and they kiss. Oh boy, this is bad. He gives her his watch so that anytime she's running late, she can think of him. She realizes that she's done goofed and has fallen in love with a guy from 1947, so she abruptly leaves. She's running, and she finds out that the hourglass has been fixed. Just then, the actual studio executive shows up, and he is real mad. What is going on this set? Someone's been meddling where they don't belong. So they chase her into the library. Jack locks the door to try to hold them off. She finally tells the truth that she's a time traveler, and he agrees to distract everybody until she gets to the hourglass. They kiss big ones one last time. She tries to warn him on her way out of the room about his death on Christmas Eve in 1948, but she gets chased out before she can say what happens on that day. She finds the hourglass. It's sideways in the guy's truck. She pulls it out, looks back. Jack is there, and she flips the hourglass. Poof, she's gone. She's back in 2023. There's a screening of the movie at the Biltmore, and you can see that Lucy is successfully in the background as Candy Girl. You are my Candy Girl. Cut to 1 year later, and the movie is filming at Biltmore with Wes Brown and Rachel Boston. Lucy kept the happy ending. She goes to see the hourglass one last time and walks out of the Biltmore. She looks behind her. Jack is there. He says, I tried a million times to use the hourglass to get back to you, but wouldn't you know it, on Christmas Eve 1948, it finally works. I didn't die. I disappeared. The hourglass gets locked away sideways. He will remain here forever. They kiss as it fades out to the Biltmore one last time. And that, my friends, was a Biltmore Christmas.
We did it.
Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll break this movie down here on Deck the Hallmark. Well, hiya, Toots. How are you? Having a good day today? You got yourself a peppermint stick? Kind of doing some things, maybe drinking a little hot chocolate? Having a good time, huh? It's time for the hot take. It's where we talk about what this movie made us go, I like that. I didn't like that. Take it away, Brian.
Sure. Okay, back to regular accents. See? Like I was gonna say, this movie pulled us right back into that era, but Bran is pulling us.
Yeah,
right
no,
into
it's like
never
we're there.
left.
It's
Yeah,
like we're there.
Can't get out of it. Yeah, they pulled right into the world. Like, and boy, oh boy, like it worked. Like I was in it. You know, like I felt like I wanted to watch that movie that they were showing. The old what is it? His
Merry Wife.
His Merry Wife. Like I wanted to. It was so great how that was. They kept kind of showing that throughout, and it worked really well. Like. That did a good job. It didn't feel like I was taken out of the current movie of Biltmore. It worked really, really well. Good stuff. Magical ending. Across this table here, some of us were rooting for a sad ending. I was not rooting for a sad ending. She left it alone.
Sad. It was not the. Forget it. You keep going.
We'll get there. Lucy left it alone where she had a chance to flip over the hourglass, and she could have gone, and the ending could have gone a different direction. She left it as is. So she gave us that sad, quote unquote, sad ending, like a good, solid ending. He chose Chris
Magic. He chose Christmas magic.
Jack Houston chose to, yes, make it magical, to come back. She gave us that ending that Dan, some of us, I don't have plenty of fingers here, Sandra Bullock fans, wanted.
Like I'm the only Sandra Bullock fan. How dare you?
He chose, to give us the magical ending, and then just turning the hourglass on its side to freeze time like that. Just, I thought it was great. Like that, it just was magical, and it worked so well. And round of applause all around from me. Really, really, really liked it. Bran, you want to step up here? Come back to us here.
Well, we done it again, folks. We have cured all sickness with this film. If you are feeling blue, turn this movie on. It is wonderful. I'm like 10 minutes into this movie and I'm losing my mind.
Correct.
My hands are up here. My hands are here. I just can't stop moving. I can't stop reacting to this movie. I adored this movie. It is no secret that I love Chris Palaha. It's no secret that I love Joy Lenz. It's no secret that I love this movie before it even aired. But having seen it, I don't know. I absolutely loved it. And at the same time, I now want to see the entirety of His Merry Wife, Chris Palaha, in a movie from 1947.
Yeah.
Give me that. Give me this movie on a loop. You couldn't have ended it any better if you tried. A perfect movie. Number 1 of the year. Not even close. I absolutely adored this movie. Possibly my favorite Hallmark movie of all time. It just did everything for me. I'm losing my mind over here. I'm losing my mind. Dan, bring us down.
You going to be all right?
I don't know. I don't know, Dan. Am I?
In one of the preview episodes, probably the look back, I don't know, all the preview episodes, I said, if you give me Palaha, Lens, and an old Hollywood time travel movie, a bad version of that movie would still be good for Hallmark and still probably make the top 5. This is a very good version of that movie. Lens and Palaha are wonderful. It is the first time I watched a Hallmark movie, and aside from the Biltmore ad of it all, which we'll get to, it felt like no expenses were spared. None. Across the board, supporting cast, lead cast, cinematography, script, everything. It felt like there was not a single expense, budget cut anywhere to be found. Felt like a real movie. The only thing I would say, and I know everyone's on a high right now, but I have to be true to what the viewing experience was. I was enjoying this movie right alongside my good buddy Bran. And I looked at him.
We held hands.
We did at one point. I looked at him and I said, do you know why this movie is beautiful, Bran? It's beautiful because for them to get the happy ending on the screen, they have to have the sad ending in real life. For the director to realize that sometimes people get their happy endings, and for Chris to stay and for her to go, she has to learn that sometimes happy endings are a good thing, and she has to extricate herself from that to create that happy ending for 80 years of the viewing public. And that's beautiful. I understand that the only rule of Hallmark is if you sleep for the first 83 minutes, in minute 84, you get to see a happy ending. I was not, contrary to what Brian said, I was not expecting Lens and Palaha to not end up together. Nothing would have shocked me more. I looked at Brian and I said, if these two don't end up together, it's the best TV movie of all time. It's the best TV movie of all time. Of course they end up together. Of course they did. Did that take away from it a little bit for me? Yes. Yes, it did. Is it still the best of the year? Absolutely. There are little things in this movie. Chris, when he's acting as Jack Houston, when he's acting as the character on film, his accent goes up. When he's offset, his accent goes down. Little things. Jonathan Frakes, amazing in this movie. John Putch, who's the director of the film and plays the director. There are so many little touches here that are great. There are so many cinematic shots that are wonderful. Some real cool wide shots, some really great acting and amazing chemistry. I know they're going to end up together. I'm not foolish. I didn't think for a second Hallmark was going to actually have a movie, their biggest budgeted movie of the year, with their two big stars not ending up together with a kiss. There's no world where that doesn't happen. Did I have a little hope inside? Like just a little bit of like film integrity hope that I was like, this makes this romance better. It makes this movie better. Yes. Would it have been the best TV movie of all time? Yes, it would have. Is it now with that ending? It's not. Is it still for Hallmark Christmas movies? Gosh, guys, this is really good stuff. If you're going to go watch one of these, go watch this one. It's really good. And you know what I think of Palaha. You know what I think of Lens. They were as magical together as I thought they'd be. So great job all around. And new number 1 for this year. No question about it.
Is it new number 1 of all time?
No, not number 1 of all time. No, I'd have to think through that. I don't even know if it's the best Joy Lens movie. I think Unexpected Christmas, Ghosts of Christmas Always are probably in contention with this movie.
But you like
I 100% did like this movie. Yes, I did.
Like the movie.
You get a peppermint. You get a peppermint.
Movie.
Take it out of that wrapper. You get a peppermint. Because they like the movie. They like the movie. They like the movie.
He liked it. He liked it.
What did he like?
The movie.
The movie.
Sure did.
It's time for the feels. This is where we talk about what this movie gave us those feels. Brian.
Yeah, a lot of old-timey movie feels, but I'll leave that to the professionals to talk about. The scene where they play Jingle Bells at the piano.
Oh, come on.
They sing to each
called
other.
That, bro.
In front of 3 lit fireplaces. It just worked for me. Live music, people bonding and singing.
I wish it was longer. I wish that it was
if
longer.
they sang longer, oh man. Talk about sparing expense,
so
not sparing expenses. Like, let's do that whole song. So that was probably that was definitely one of my favorite scenes. Gave me super good feels.
I have 2 things. One's like just a small thing that I just love. We love Bethany Joy Lenz for a lot of reasons. She's the best. And she does so many things on a regular basis that you're like, that is such a Bethany Joy Lenz thing. And when she's at the beginning of this movie, she's talking to her sister and she's sitting on the couch with the laptop. And she at one point just goes, I don't know, man. Which was just so perfect. Like, there's no way man was in the script. No. It was just perfect the way that she delivered that line. It made me just so happy and I loved it. The last one is when she does poof back and they have this moment. They start playing Judy Garland's Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, which for my money is the best version of that song and one of probably top 3 favorite Christmas songs of all time. And you have this scene of her in 2023 and him in 47 going down the hallways of the Biltmore Inn, going to the same room because in 2023 she's staying in the same room that he was staying in, and they both lay down on the bed and the song is playing and it's just magical. Gosh darn it. Movie magic.
Movie magic.
I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. Gosh darn it.
Yeah.
Dan?
Yeah, mine was the split screen. When she goes back and they show them both going to the same place in different times and having this unrequited love and that song playing, that is, it really is movie making magic. That's as good as it gets. So you took my brain.
Okay, thank you.
The Jingle Bells.
The Jingle Bells was really good, though. The Jingle Bells was really good. But he did call it.
I did.
He called dibs.
He did call dibs.
He called dibs on
He goes
it.
first, but
He goes first, but he calls dibs.
Yeah.
And that's just the kind of guy he is.
Stand-up guy.
So let's take a quick break. We'll come back with the way one, the what, the Hallmark here on Deck the Hallmark. Welcome back to the Boys Talk About the Best Movie of All Time. It is time for the Wait What. We'll work on the title, but I do think we're getting there for a really good title. It's time for the Wait What. It's where we talk about when this movie is go Wait What. Brian, what'd you BS for this segment?
Yeah, I pieced together a few little things here. Now, this is probably my only legitimate one. There is a time and a place for a Biltmore ad with a QR code. And it's not when Charlie is saying goodbye to Ava in
black and white.
They did it again.
Dude.
This is the same problem I had with Where Are You Christmas, where you have the black and white.
Yeah.
It just, when the something of color pops on the screen,
it ruins it.
It takes you out of
100%
the...
ruins
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop doing it for the love of God.
Yeah.
If you're going to make movies like this that are amazing and take you to a place... Let us stay in that place, Hallmark, please, for the love of all things.
Yeah.
I love Biltmore.
Yeah.
I want people to go there. Not then, not now.
Not now. It makes
Not
you look
then, and not now either.
Somewhere in between.
Not now, but somewhere in between there.
You'll figure it out. Just not then. Yeah.
Biltmore's great.
Yeah.
Love it there.
Not then, not now.
Let me be in black and white for a minute.
Yeah. Made it look a little silly. So Alonzo Duralde, Dave White, and Lucy Collins are the 3 people I've heard champion Turner Classic Movies and the Criterion Channel more than anybody in this world. And so I was kind of grateful for the shout out there, but it was just, that was pretty funny. And also, didn't they know each other like 2 days?
Yeah, the love declaration was tough.
Yeah.
Real tough.
Like, he gave up everything. Like, great ending. It's so phenomenal. I'm so happy for them. But
they don't spend nearly enough time in this movie for that.
Hardly spent enough time. They
100%.
spent like 2 days together.
And to be honest, if the movie was worse, we all would have pointed that out.
Yeah.
But you're so invested in the characters that I think you let it
Maybe it's like love
Fly,
was
but-
different in
Yeah,
1947.
2 days in 1947
Yeah,
is
1,000
like,
years is a day.
is elsewhere.
But no, I think we
better
give,
is one day in 1947.
I just know that when people declare their love in these movies, we always give them a hard time. And in this
Yeah.
movie, it shouldn't get a pass because it was even less time on screen. So
Better is
one day in your
1947.
court, better is
Are you good?
Yep.
I only have a couple.
one day in your house.
Better is one day at Biltmore in 1947.
Thousands elsewhere.
You really get lost in the ochre there.
You do.
That song.
Yeah,
You just
yeah,
gotta keep.
You can do rounds. Be fun.
So when she's talking to the director at the bar, they're having a conversation, and she mentions eggnogs.
She sure
And
does.
the director looks over. You heard the woman, 2 eggnogs. Was this guy just?
The bar.
Do you mind if
barkeep
I-
is just washing glasses right in front of them. That's all.
I heard it. Eggnog, I'm in. I got you. I got you covered. That bartender, it must have been real close.
Helper of the year, maybe.
Last but not least, if you are going to time travel from 1947 into the future, a good place to land is the Biltmore.
Yeah.
Because
That'll
boy
ease you right
howdy
into
is
it.
it stuck in time.
Yes.
You'd be like, I really thought there'd be more changes. I mean, you'll find the changes. Go to Asheville. It's freaking weird. But like the Biltmore is still the way that it is. So pretty good, like easing your way into 2023. If you were to do that, pretty good place to do it. I can't think of a better place. Dano?
Yeah. To quote Brian Harold, there is a place for a Biltmore ad, and it's this entire movie. I timed it for about 30 minutes, and we were at 1 every 2 minutes and 49 seconds. A pan out establishing shot of the outside of the Biltmore house. There are, I'm going to lowball it, 24. There are 24 Biltmore house establishing shots in this film. Not interior scenes where we get to see great decoration, just so you know, we're here at the Biltmore. It was incessant. It was the only thing that took me out of this movie was the fact that they kept reminding you they filmed it at the Biltmore. And it was like, we get it. It's beautiful. I understand. We don't need you every 2 minutes, just pop it back up there to make sure we were on the same page. Her boss, Michael Balaban, says she needs to go to the Biltmore. The next morning, she gets on a plane and goes to the Biltmore. In her room are the peppermints that were on Michael Balaban's desk all the way back in New York or LA or wherever, Santa Monica, with a note hand signed by him. How? How did he get those there before her? I got to know that information.
What?
Is he also time traveling?
What Prime is able to do these days. It's
unbelievable.
next
The
level.
drones that go from
impressive.
Santa Monica to Asheville
It just gets you right there.
is unbelievable. At one point in this movie, she says she's very frustrated by the broken hourglass and said, why couldn't the hourglass just be a DeLorean? That's funny, except the DeLorean also gets broken. In Back to the Future, the DeLorean, they have to fix the flux capacitor. It's literally the same situation you're in with the hourglass.
They hide that sucker for 90% of the movie.
That's right. It's no better. You would not, in fact, I would say tougher to fix the DeLorean than it is to fix the hourglass.
Yeah, if you think about what's needed for the flux capacitor, absolutely. You can fix glass.
Yes.
Like that's
easy.
You can do that.
A flux capacitor, 1.21 gigawatts.
Forget about
in the
it.
1950s. Real hard. Real hard to come up with. I'm very interested in what all the naval officers are doing on leave in Asheville. They're at the train station and there's all these naval officers everywhere. Like Asheville's not near like the ocean. Like it's like, why
I
are
think
they?
it used to be in 1947.
Why are all of these
over there.
naval?
Yeah, we don't
like
need to
all these
talk about global
midshipmen
warming.
just around in Asheville. I don't know. Maybe I just missed something. So yeah, that's all I got.
It's time for What the Hallmark. It's where we wonder what could have been, maybe having give some clarity. Any questions that we still have? Brian.
Yeah. Speaking of, how's that Biltmore eggnog? ever
Sure.
since seeing it on screen. We've been
Yeah.
doing eggnog o'clock
Yeah,
around
eggnog
here. in the
o'clock
office.
around here.
We're trying
we
different
don't
eggnogs.
talk about Bramble Jam Plus enough, to be
No,
honest
let's
with
we
you.
really
It's
don't.
a magical
Speaking
experience.
of, there is a time and a place for Bramble Jam.
Plus, and it's right
It
now.
is
There's
right-
a QR
right
code at the
now.
bottom of your screen. But
You guys, Dan, Aaron, have
Aaron,
been
producer.
going live to the
Tuesdays,
Double Decker Facebook
Tuesday,
group.
12:27-ish.
yeah,
So
yeah.
always Tuesday,
We
never late.
try
Trying out
different
various
eggnogs
nogs.
Yeah, different
every
eggnogs.
week.
Everybody brings a different nog.
Yeah,
and
this week's my week. I did bring a nog. It's in
it's
the
in the fridge right now. And I
So,
cannot
exciting.
wait till
Yeah.
Tuesday.
I might join you guys this week.
Ooh, what a treat! What a
Feeling weird.
tease.
Man,
Feeling
you're a great-
weird.
Is there
Feeling
enough
present.
eggnog for Brant? I
I
don't
don't
really
think
want
so.
him to.
I don't
Yeah,
think
Brant,
so,
maybe
yeah.
not this week.
Well, that's interesting.
But I
full
want to
thing.
try that eggnog. You know, I'm up for eggnog from almost anywhere.
Is that from the Fresh Market, Dan?
It
one
was
that's
from the
in the
fresh
fridge.
market. Yes.
I know that bottle.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for me.
Great. Cool.
Her favorite number is 17 and a half, and I don't really know what to do with that. But congratulations to her. And also, have you guys heard about the Biltmore? It's it's a magical place, and if you scan this QR,
Yeah.
no,
Is it right
we
near
don't
the
have
ocean?
that.
Biltmore?
Apparently, we only do QR codes for when we're into black and white. But great place. We got to talk to Chris and Bethany a little bit while they were shooting the movie, and shooting in a historical site like the Biltmore has a lot of challenges. They shot the heck out of the Biltmore. They used so much of the Biltmore, and they showcased it amazing. I would have loved to have just been in the room with the meetings with the Biltmores and talking about where they can shoot, where they can't shoot, the rules behind it. Like, I would have found all of that very interesting because it's a historical site. Like, it's a huge deal. So I would have loved to know a little bit more insight.
Yeah,
about that.
I think we got to go up there a day, and Chris said, I feel like they had the run of most of it. Like,
Yeah, but there were certain things that they couldn't do.
Yeah, of course.
Because of what it is. So it's pretty wild.
Yeah. My question is, is no one worried about them recognizing Jack Houston in 2023? Like, if this movie is so incredibly famous and then this guy dies a year after it comes out and it turns out he didn't die and they made that up because he time traveled, what are they like? Won't this be a pressing issue? Like, nobody's going to recognize and be like, that guy looks exactly like Jack. Like, what's he like? Are we
Especially
just
at the
supposed to buy
Biltmore? There's posters of him everywhere.
at the Biltmore? Exactly. I felt like that, obviously we're getting the ending that you were promised before the movie started. It felt like that was real neat and tidy because it needed to be, because we were running out of time is what that felt like. So yeah, that was mine.
We did it.
We did it.
We did, everybody. Congratulations. The 40s were a different time. Fights were breaking out left and right. Were there any fights in this movie? Let's find
great
out. It's time for a
question.
fighting chance with Vic Webster.
Fighting chance with Vic Webster. A fighting chance with Vic Webster. Was the fighting in the movie? Did someone get hurt? It's a fighting chance with Vic Webster. A fighting chance with Vic Webster. A fighting chance with Vic Webster. Vic Webster.
Yep, you guessed it. There was zero action.
A fighting chance with Vic Webster. Vic Webster.
I think he's getting mad.
Yeah,
mad.
he's
was
starting to get
promised
mad. I
more
feel
fighting,
like.
I
Yeah,
think.
I'm starting to
he's
feel
fed
that
up.
way. Yeah.
I'm worried we might not have him all week.
Oh,
He might be so
boy.
frustrated.
Yeah,
Really, you think so?
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
We'll find out.
Should we give
I
him a
guess.
break
will.
to cool down?
Maybe.
I hope
I don't
not.
know.
I
We'll
hope
find
not,
out.
but-
See what happens. Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna be back tomorrow with what is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Oh,
Catch me
yeah.
if you
Big day.
clause.
Catch me if you clause.
That'll be
Big
a lot of
day.
fun.
Yeah.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Alonzo,
Yeah, Alonzo's going to be joining us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Until then, maybe the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.